Good morning. Today is Tuesday, February 25th. This is Wake Up with KERA News, and I'm your host, Andrew Garcia. We've got some fog this morning around the eastern parts of North Texas, but it'll clear up before noon. Otherwise, you can expect sunny skies and temperatures in the 70s. Teacher pay in Texas lags behind the national average, and there hasn't been a statewide increase for years. We'll hear why teachers are hoping for a raise this legislative session. But first, today's news. Five firearms may have gone missing from the Dallas City Marshal's office. That's according to a recent audit presented to the city's Government Performance Committee. The audit found the department wasn't consistently following their own policy of how weapons inventory should be recorded. David Hughes is the assistant director of the Marshal's office. He said it's hard for auditors to get an accurate picture because the weapons were partially disassembled in a box of obsolete weapons. Rural Collin County residents want to create an emergency service district for the region. That would include fire and ambulance services. The county contracts with cities to serve those unincorporated areas. Residents say they need more funds, which an emergency service district would collect in taxes. A hearing for the petition is scheduled for July. Average teacher pay in Texas is more than $9,000 below the national average. Legislation in the State House would increase salaries for the first time in years. KERA's Bill Ziebel reports North Texas teachers would welcome the raise, but some aren't convinced it'll pass.
It might seem obvious that every Texas public school teacher would love a raise. Andrew Kirk is a geography teacher at Sunset High School in Dallas.
I was looking at the median sale price for homes in Dallas, and it's nearly $400,000 now. But our salaries, they've not in any way kept up with the rise in rents or, in that case, sale prices for homes.
Kirk has taught 11 years. Though his wife also works, he still takes on extra gigs for the money, like working the summer P-Tech program.
I write test items for the district, but I know a lot of teachers who drive for Uber or do DoorDash. That's really very common in my experience.
Kirk has not driven down that road yet, but with so many colleagues thinking of leaving because of pay, he calls it a crisis. Republican Senator Brandon Creighton's Senate Bill 26 would try correcting that. The bill would boost teacher pay based on merit and years worked, sometimes by thousands of dollars a year. The biggest boost would benefit rural teachers like Shannon Moses in Palmer ISD, a little more than an hour south of Dallas. With nearly 20 years' experience, she'd get $10,000 more dollars.
I do think we definitely need pay increases. We haven't had significant pay increases in years where other jobs get cost of living adjustments. We don't get those.
Chrissy Davenport at Palmer for 6 years earns $50,000. Yes, she says, teachers aren't paid enough. And even though she loves what she does, good teachers do way more than people realize.
I'm not just a teacher teaching a subject. I'm teaching, how to talk to your fellow students, how to discuss things in a group that doesn't sound like a Facebook message board, how to have normal conversations with each other.
Davenport also spends her own money for classroom necessities, even though Palmer ISD, with 1,350 students, gives her money for such expenses.
I don't think there's a teacher who doesn't buy things for their classroom, just providing paper, pens, just making sure you have enough supplies.
Davenport would welcome a pay hike, but is not convinced SB 26 will pass. Last session, raises were included in an all-encompassing education funding bill that went nowhere.
I feel like I've seen this before, and it is kind of like a thing they talk about, but it doesn't really ever come to fruition.
Dallas ISD Superintendent Stephanie Elizalde does expect it to pass, along with education savings accounts. The governor's top priority, ESAs would send public tax dollars to private schools. Many individual districts, including Dallas and Palmer, have given their own teachers raises. Elizalde's in line with Abbott's desire to boost teacher pay across the state, but worries lawmakers may be forgetting something.
Teachers are a vital component of what we do, but they're also not the only members on our team. That necessitates then that we absolutely have to have comparable increases, obviously, for other supporting cast.
Cast members like nurses and other district employees who are not teachers. Elizalde says pay for these employees, as well as teachers, is built into the basic allotment, which has not changed for school districts since 2019. A bill filed last week, authored by Republican Representative Brad Buckley, would raise the state's basic allotment from $6,160 to $6,380. Raise that allotment, Elizalde said, and all players get a raise.
That was KERA's Bill Ziebel reporting. The Dallas Stars take on the Blue Jackets tonight at 6 p.m., and the Mavs are away taking on the LA Lakers this evening. This will be the first time the teams have faced off since the infamous Luka trade a few weeks ago. We'll see if tonight's game ends well for Dallas. Hopefully. I'm not sure the fans can take another blow. Hang in there. If you're looking for something to do this week, head to the Latino Cultural Center to enjoy the last few days of the Quince Latinas One Common Thread art exhibit. It's on view through Friday. But if you can't make it out to that, you can find other things to do at kera.org/calendar. Thank you so much for listening to Wake Up with KERA News. I'm your host, Andrew Garcia. This show is produced and edited by Shardae White and Bekah Morr. For more news in your inbox, visit kera.org/wakeup. That's where you can subscribe to the Wake Up with KERA News newsletter and get good morning vibes from our colleague Catherine Hobbs. Connect with us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at KERATX. Take care, and we'll see you tomorrow.